CMUEagles.com with Central Methodist head men's basketball coach Jeff Sherman as the 22nd ranked Eagles prepare to take on Culver-Stockton on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. inside Puckett Fieldhouse. Coach, the national rankings just came out on Tuesday. Your team cracking the top 25 for the first time this season. Before getting into the matchup against the Wildcats, just talk briefly about how happy you are for your squad to be getting some national recognition.
Well, that's always a big deal for any program. I'm happy for our players and our staff. Our players have worked hard. Staff has tenaciously been preparing our guys and staying focused and detailed. So I'm really happy that it's put our program in a spot for right now. We have a long ways to go, and we have to get a lot better if we're going to be able to contend for the conference title. But it is what it is right now. It's still very early, first rankings after the new year. We have a decent overall record, which helps us separate maybe from a few other teams in the conference right now for being ranked. But, hey, I think you can always downplay it a little bit. Everybody would like to be ranked, and I think it's big for our program. It's probably right now a big boost for our players. To let them know that hard work does pay off, but the big thing is you want to be ranked at the end of the season, and that's 2 months away. And so we've got a lot of work to do. We've also got a target on our back, and it's going to be interesting to see how our players now react when other teams are saying this is the team that you're getting up for versus what we've been doing, first semester.
On the opposite hand, the rankings come out, Culver-Stockton being one of two HAC teams to drop out of the top 25. For Culver-Stockton is not ranked for the first time in essentially 2 seasons, which is a different spot for them, and considering the success they've had the last couple of seasons. Do you think that'll be extra motivation for the Wildcats coming in?
Well, I think it would, though. You don't know how another team program approaches things. The way I look at it, if I'm Culver-Stockton, they've been one of the more dominant programs, not only in our conference, but the NEI over the past 2 years, just like you mentioned. I personally thought they were the most talked about team at the NEI National Tournament last year. So this happening, while they've been steadily in the rankings for 2 years, now they're out. I think that's a wake-up call for them, and now they see us coming in and they get an opportunity to play us right off the bat. What a great way to go ahead and reestablish yourself. And they've struggled as of late. That's one of the reasons they dropped out. They've dropped a couple of games last weekend where they had nice halftime leads, and then they really kind of blew it the second half, kind of fell apart. And you can attribute that to a lot of things. First game's back from break, we know that. But they are a scary team, and a team that I'm glad probably right now we're playing on our home floor to start off with. But nonetheless, they've been up there, a consistent national power the last 2 years, and they've now seen their, at least if anything else temporarily, name falling off the charts. It'll be interesting to see how they rebound. I just don't want them to rebound Thursday night.
Culver-Stockton enters Thursday night's game riding a 4-game losing streak against, like you said, some very good teams. The final scores haven't really, I believe, have all been by 10 or more points, but this is a team that's very familiar with your style and what you want to do. Culver-Stockton has been a team that has been nationally ranked, and your team has been very successful in Puckett Fieldhouse over the last couple of years. So what are some of the things that you say to your team that are the key to playing them on Thursday night?
Well, it's going to be important that we're focused. Again, I'm going to attribute going back to the Benedictine game. We were engaged. We, especially the second half, we had better talk, better communication. We're a little bit more detailed. We're going to have to be all those things against Culver-Stockton. And I may even go out there, we may have to do that against everybody in our league. It's just going to be, we are not a team that can just show up and be successful just by going out there and playing basketball. We know we have to work harder. We have to execute. We have to obviously get out and defend. We have to have some things really go our way. Everybody is good in our league. We do not separate ourselves by much, and so we have to do those little things that tend to separate us. We have had success with Culver-Stockton the past couple of years. We've been one of those teams that have actually been able to beat them, and again, it's been on Puckett Fieldhouse. They've been close games. They do a very good job of spreading teams out, attacking the basket. One of the better rebounding teams. But I think we're one of the teams that can match up with them. We've been a team that can play that same style, but we're going to have to be able to get back on defense. We're going to have to be able to block out and rebound and transition. We're going to have to know who the shooters are, close out, take those shots away, and then also take away the penetration, have good gap defense. We're just going to have to be very focused and very deliberate in our approach with Culver, and that's just a tribute to Culver. They're a good ball team. They have struggled, as you mentioned, as of late, but you know, the thing about it is now you say you're back into conference and you start over. They're 2-1 in conference. And so we're both right there in the same boat trying to take over that top spot. So that's really all that matters right now is where you stand in the conference.